Thanks for taking the time to join me on my channel, Untitled View on Things. How you doing? How you keeping? Hope everybody's safe and sound where you are. Today we're going to be looking at the sun, the moon and many different things. We're also going to be looking at subscriber pictures and videos that I've analysed. We're also going to be looking at this bit of footage a little bit later on, a little bit more in depth, because I found something that I think you would find quite interesting. As you can notice on the left hand side, it looks a different colour to the right hand side, and that's because we're using a filter. The filter we're using is called Equalize. It brings the colour, contrast, brightness and saturation up to a standard level, and we get to see a lot more in the background. It doesn't take anything out of the video, it doesn't put anything in, and this is quite important because we're going to be using this filter a little bit later on one of the subscriber videos. And it shows us something that I find quite interesting. This video was taken on the 23rd of May 2018, and this is of a sunrise. It's 60 frames a second. Each picture is every half a second, and it's a time lapse. It's 2 minutes and 21 seconds compressed into 30 seconds. So like I say, by using this filter, it doesn't really change things. We can notice that we've got banding in our sky, and our sky looks a little bit more yellow compared to the right hand side. It looks a lot more red. We've got lots and lots of birds flying about, and we can see the mist rising up across the field. As our sun comes up, as you can see just here, how red it goes on both in the equalised and in the normal. But you notice on the left hand side how red it really shows compared to the right hand side, which is normal. But on the right hand side, our sky looks a lot redder compared to the left hand side. So really our sky doesn't change that much when it comes to the equalize filter. You can see how red it is on the left hand side here, but on the right hand side it's not really that red at all. But every morning, every night, it is red because we've got a big red object coming towards us. Right, let's have a look at the subscriber video using this filter. I'd like to thank RS Turner for sending this clip in. She asked me to analyse it, and she said, could you find anything apart from lens flares? Let me show you what I have found, RS. It was a 7-second clip, and what I've done, I've made it a little bit longer so we can just have a little bit longer look. And a very strange lens flare indeed, that's what I've got to say. And did anybody notice what just happened, by the way? Let's put the filter on it, and what I'm going to do is just a small section of the screen, keep it normal so we can see what's going on. But straight away we can notice that the sky changes when we put the filter called Equalize, which is on the left hand side, right hand side, and we've got a normal bar in the centre. And what I've done, I've really slowed this down now so we can see a lot more detail. Our sky is not what it appears to be. Well, in this clip from wherever it might be, we get this big red flash, and we get to see this quite a lot on many different cameras. Something very new. But is our sky really meant to look like this? This is something that we can't see with our naked eyes. It is there. It's there right in front of our faces. There seems to be an object just here, and we are actually going to get to see this a little bit later on a different clip. But Iris, yes, there is. And I've got to say, what a strange lens flare we're looking at. Our skies are not what they seem. And just up here, it just appears that there is another object. Very hard to make out, but hey, of course we're told there is nothing there. It seems to be quite red. I don't know if you notice, and quite red over here. And of course, everything is totally normal. Well, there you go, Iris. That's what I found. I've got some more of your pictures coming up very shortly. And this clip we're going to be looking at is from South Africa, from ception. Thank you very much for sending it in. We can see we're looking at corpuscular clouds. Now, if this was on the opposite side of the sun, it'll be anti-corpuscular clouds, and there's many different reasons. The scientists say that we get this. This is quite a rare phenomenon. And you can see that we've got birds flying about in the sky, or maybe dragonflies, not really too sure what they are. But there's also something else, and when we stick the filter on, we'll get to see that a little bit better. The filter, yet again, is going to be equalised. And let me just show you straight away what we're looking at is these objects here. Now, these go actually behind this car door. We can see that we've got lights in the mirror here, but we get to see the reflection of these lights here, and you can notice in the background how red it is all along the horizon. And we actually get to see the reflection of these lights just down here, and you can see those lights here. But these stay in a constant place and move about when the camera moves about, as you can see just there. Are we looking at a UFO, or are we looking at something else? Well, there you go. Something quite strange, to which we have no answers to. Brian Bash sent me this photo in from Austin, Texas, asking me if I could analyse it. So let's analyse away. The first thing we can notice, we've got chemtrails in the background. And according to the American government, until just recently, they don't chemtrail. But now they're saying that they do it for weather modification. Now, if you want to know what's in our chemtrails, many different videos out there, but also some good reading is the Rhode Island Bill. I'll leave the links in the description box down below, so it's nice and simple for everybody to find. We can also notice that around our sun simulator, we've got the petal effect, and we get that around our moon. A very new effect, only in the past 2.5 years. Our sun simulator, yes, it doesn't simulate the sun, it doesn't produce any heat, it produces extreme light. Looks like a great big LED torch in the sky. Our sun is still there, and I've proved this many different times. No sun, no life, no discussion, not going to even talk about it. The idea of the sun simulator, it acts like I say, a great big flashlight in the sky and takes the shadows away when something eclipses our sun. In combination with the chemtrails and everything else, it acts just like a big one-way mirror in the sky, and it makes it hard to see anything at all. They can turn it up and down, and it's not that big, but hey, of course, there's nothing there to see, is there? That's why you're looking at that bit of video now. At any rate, we can see we've got two objects just here and here. I'm looking at a lens in the sky, Brian. Not a planet, because it looks very, very see-through. I think it's an object that they use to hide the planets. And this happens to be a reflection of this object here. At any rate, thank you very much for sending the picture in. What I'll do is explain what's going on in a second. If you'd like to pause the video and leave a comment in the comment section and tell me what you think we're looking at. And I'll tell you the answer in just 1 second. Iris Turner, thank you very much for sending us the pictures in. And as you can see, here's our sun simulator with the lensing effect around the outside. Around the outside of the sun simulator, we get this bluing and we get the petal effect. You can see there's a lens around the outside, and this is being projected backwards onto the chemtrails. Very, very clearly. We don't even need a camera to see it. We can look up, and you can also see this effect around our moon. There actually seems to be an object poking out of our sun, well, sun simulator, and the petal effect around the outside of that. Now, if you actually guessed or took a guess, we were looking at a 3-watt LED torch being projected onto a door. Now, if I superimpose that picture onto Iris Turner's picture, guess what? It looks exactly the same. We get the bluing around the outside. This is our sun simulator, and here's the lens effect. I'm just saying, what a coincidence. To me, it looks identical. We're going to be looking at airportview.net. Leave links to that in the description box down below, so it's nice and simple for everybody to find. brush east, date on the video 30th May 2018. What I'm going to do is zoom it in. I'm going to lower the contrast and the brightness so it makes the object that we're looking at a little bit more visible. We can see our sun simulator coming through the sky, and you can just clearly see that there is something starting to poke its way out. Now, you've seen that in the pictures that I've just shown. Many other people are showing exactly the same things on many different videos. You can clearly see it's getting more defined as it comes through the sky. Bit of red going on there. Of course, red every day, every night. We also get this big red flash of light, which you can just see there. See it, many different cameras, many different people starting to pick this up, and that is one thing that we shouldn't be seeing on camera. And we can clearly see that we've got an object just poking its way out there. I went to the website today to go and verify what we were looking at, and the cameras were down. I went back a little bit later on, they were back online, but there was no images of what we're looking at now. Hey, of course, there's nothing there at all, is there? We're looking at Alamosa East. I'll leave the links to that in the description box. 30th of May. Now, take notice of our moon. Very, very important. It looks like it should do. It's got a haze around the outside, very, very green. And then all of a sudden, things change. Why would that be? And it starts flashing. I've caught this in Alaska before. Very, very strange. And if you think what we're looking at now is our moon, it can't be, because we've just seen our moon. We've got corpuscular rays coming up, and we've got the sun flashing. Of course, that is normal. And we've got our backwards lit planet, and this can't be our moon because we've just seen it about 4 hours before. A normal thing to see on camera, of course it is. weathercamnetwork.com.au. Leave the links to this in the description box down below. McLean's Ridges we're looking at. Date on the video is the 30th of the 5th 2018. Time is 5:30 in the AM. Let's have a look at the double sunrise. We can see that our sun starts to rise in the sun simulator, and then it starts getting dark. We can notice how red it is, and also we're getting this banding on the camera, and we shouldn't do. Then the red disappears and we get this turquoisey green before the sun starts to rise. This leads me to believe that we've got a big red object and a big green object coming towards us. In fact, we've got 7 objects. And of course, that wouldn't be possible because our governments would have told us. Now, many people are now reporting in the north that they can see a light source at least 3/4 of an hour before the sun starts to rise. Hey, you know, and our sun should rise in the northwest, not in the north. But like I say, they would have told us, wouldn't they, if there was something there. weathercamnetwork.com.au yet again. Warham, 30th of the 5th 2018. Time is 4:46 in the AM. I'm looking at a light source in the background here. We're going to have a box suddenly appear up here, and we're using the same filter that we've used all this video. We're using Equalize, but how the sky looks like a great big cartoon, then all of a sudden it just changes how red it is, and we're going to see our double sunrise, and you can see it start to disappear, and look how green it goes before our sun and sun simulator start to rise. Then we get this interaction as our sun and sun simulator come through the sky, and it starts to poke out. What is there making it do that? Then all of a sudden it disappears back, and we get this big red flash of light. As you can see there, we get this prism, and this is from the lensing in front of our sun simulator, and we've got this technology dancing around. You can see how red our skies are. Then we get this strange effect that's going on and being produced. We can see a prism effect there, And look how red our skies are. To me, if we got a big red object coming towards us, we can see that it would produce this effect. And yet again, another big red curtain of light. And you can see the chemtrails in the background there. And you can see our technology dancing about in the sky. It's got a big spike. Whatever it is, not rightly too sure. But it's something that we shouldn't be seeing on camera. Right, let's finish this video up with the first clip that we actually looked at. I'm going to show you something, like I said, I think you might be quite interested in. We're going to stick a filter. Yet again, it's called equalize. It doesn't put anything in, doesn't take anything away. It just makes life a little bit easier for us to see. Let's zoom it in and we can see suddenly this object suddenly appears. It comes through the sky. It seems to zigzag. It doesn't act like a plane. Is it a balloon? Is it a sky snake? Is it a serpent? Is it a dragon? It just appears and starts getting brighter and brighter. It's there in the distance and it seems to be quite big in the distance. What I can tell you is something that shouldn't be on camera. Well, hey, the sky is full of wonders, many questions that we do have and many answers that we have not got. It appears and then as quick as it appears, it suddenly just disappears. Like I said, it's something that shouldn't be on camera. It's for you to make your own minds up. UFO, sky snake, balloon, airplane. Hey. Anyway, that's all I've got for you now. Much love, much peace, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.